because you'll be very disturbed to know this, but Congress, because it's Republican-led in the House and the Senate, the last version, they voted to take away the congressional oversight about building new nuclear weapons and gave it entirely to the executive branch. So it was so serious to me because we used to have this fail-safe. It was a bipartisan fail-safe that said we aren't going to develop more nuclear weapons without the consent of Congress, because Congress would at least represent the American people. And we know how devastating nuclear weapons can be. And they've masked this whole change by calling them low-yield nuclear weapons. So you ask, well, what's a low-yield nuclear weapon? Clearly that must not be as powerful, or it must be less harmful. Low-yield nuclear weapons, 2 of them equals Hiroshima. So a low-yield nuclear weapon would certainly take out all of Dover. It's enough to destroy an entire small town. And so it's a serious issue. And what the debate has begun to develop around is making these weapons usable. So do you see the difference? We used to say, we don't worry about a first strike because a first strike would end in complete devastation of the person who fired nuclear weapons. When you say you want to develop low-yield nuclear weapons that are tactile, what you're saying is you want to use them. Now, the military will make an argument to say, oh, this is just, again, we have to have an equal threat, and this, if it's usable, then it's a better threat. I just found that as not believable. They're trying to create nuclear weapons that are usable. So I oppose the entire defense bill because of that one provision. So if I am president, I am going to make sure we unwind that completely. And I don't think we should be trying to create tactile nuclear weapons. Not only is it a waste of money, but it increases the risk of actually using them. Now, when President Trump got elected, I was very worried because the first thing he did was brought all the Senate to the White House within a few months to tell us, I believe that North Korea is going to create a nuclear missile, and I believe I have all the authority I need to bomb them whenever I want without your permission. So I became very alarmed. And so I started talking to my Republican colleagues to say, let's at least pass a resolution that says we cannot use nuclear weapons in a preemptive strike. Because I didn't want President Trump to fire a nuclear weapon and start a war. So I still believe that, and I do not believe any president should have the right to fire a nuclear weapon preemptively. I think it is hugely problematic and will result in a world war. It will result in World War III, and it will result in millions of people, innocent people dying. And I don't think that is consistent with our values as a country. Last question.